You're going to see here an armed robber come in with his face covered and push this guy and this gal back around behind the counter in order to rob them. What you're going to see here in just a second as well is a second robber is going to join them and bring in the guy in the blue t-shirt. Now, they're going to kind of push past all of those things and try to keep everybody kind of organized. There's a second armed robber. He goes back to the door. Now, watch the guy in the blue shirt. They didn't know that he was legally armed as well.
Got him.
Yeah. Whoa.
YouTube Town family, what's the biz, man? Y'all already know what it is. Positive vibes always, all days. You know how I'm rocking. You already know ain't nothing to it but to do it, so we about to jump right into it. And as always, I hope everybody feeling well out there. Just want to send out my positive vibes. You know how I do it. And if you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content, okay? Because you don't want to miss out. We're going to be doing these daily drops, all right? Insights, entertainment, all the above, all the good. Well, anywho, without further ado, welcome to Todd-Town.
Hi everyone, I am grateful that you're here watching today's lesson on active self-protection. I'm your host as always, John Correa. Today's video comes to us from Jamaica. To win the fight after the fight, you need help. After a use of force,
Jamaica.
This is like a bar attached kind of to a dance club, and you're gonna see here an armed robber come in with his face covered and push this guy and this gal back around behind the counter in order to rob them. What you're gonna see here in just a second as well is a second robber is gonna join them and bring in the guy in the blue t-shirt. Now, they're gonna kind of push past all of those things and try to keep everybody kind of organized. There's a second armed robber. He goes back to the door. Now, watch the guy in the blue shirt. They didn't know that he was legally armed as well.
Got him.
Smokes the first guy, chases the second guy, smokes him too. We have another angle of it. So watch him here, draw his gun, get after the first guy, get after the second guy. He ended up getting both of them.
And got both of them.
Go read the news story that I've linked in the description. They both took the room temperature challenge. I guess one took the ambient outdoor temperature challenge. Nobody else was harmed in this one. These dudes had a long history of armed robbery and those kinds of things. And thankfully, nobody else was hurt in this one. Did you know that we post two to
it always come to an
pieces
end
of content?
That's crazy. That's usually how you want it to end. I mean, not for the robbers, of course, but you know, if you're the self-defender yourself, man, that's usually how you want it to end, man. And I'm glad it ended that way. Tables certainly did turn, you know. Like I always say, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You already know how it go. Yeah. Whoa. Listen, man. I tell you, man. It's easier ways to get it, especially without risking your life. But if you wanna play that game, like I say, it's a game to play. You gotta understand that. Let's tune in.
Every single week in the Asp Unlimited app, it's stuff that you just can't get here on YouTube, whether it's too much for YouTube or it's deeper dives, it's behind the scenes. It's all kinds of great stuff. Join us in the app. It's worth it, I promise. Remember, in an armed robbery, you are at an initiative deficit. So dude pulls a gun on you, says, hey man, come around to me. Purposeful compliance is the way, right? And I recognize that here, that these guys stop and who's gonna do what. Now listen, he's got his eyes on you like this. You're not gonna draw a gun and outdraw him. And this other lady, though, in yellow, if she was armed, she absolutely could have launched a counter ambush there even earlier. My admonition, ladies, please do not depend upon the men in your world for self-defense. You won't always be around them. They may not be very good at it. You have to be the primary agent in your own self-defense, and would have been pretty cool if she had been able to do that. But purposeful compliance is the way here. That was totally fine. Now, he is going to kind of push them back towards the back. All right, look for your opportunity to counter ambush. Now, the second guy comes in, and I want you to notice, again, he is, an armed defender here, but he is complying. And notice that our guy sticks the gun right in his face. Now, if our dude in blue was not armed, this would have been his opportunity to try to take that gun away. I know sometimes I hear people say, well, bad guys really don't put guns right in the face of real people. That's not how it goes. Actually, believe it or not, it does. We see that fairly regularly here in our defensive encounters. But
it's an
he
intimidation
is armed,
thing
and
for
so
sure.
I think it was actually a good idea for him to pass that opportunity up. You got multiple armed guys here to try to take a gun from somebody. That makes it harder, and then you don't know what kind of condition it's in. I'll wait my turn and use the gun that on my person that I know works really, really well. Now then, he is going to then wait for his turn. Remember, you got to wait your turn, and you got to take your turn. And he decides to go when guy number 1 at the door is looking out the door. Guy number 2 has his head down, so he waits until their attention is not on him, and that is our opportunity. Now remember, you need to know what your times are in terms of your draw and first hit. And I think a lot of people that watch our videos here think that, oh, they know what it is, but if you don't have objective standards, you don't own a timer, you haven't been to the range, you haven't accounted for alphas, good hits on the clock, then you don't really know. You think you know.
And like I said before, I said that in one of the previous videos. Like I said, the average gun owner don't know, like he's saying, you got to practice this stuff, me being an advocate myself and a very well-trained firearms handler, I agree with what he's saying. Like I said, it's a lot of owners that don't have enough training. And again, if you got one, you want to make sure you're ready to use it, and it don't take you to be out there every single day. If you want to be an expert, yeah. If you want to be quick with that thing and you want to, you want to get that training in. It's important. But I agree.
You think, oh, I can do what that guy did, but you don't know. You need to get trained, and you need to get actually objective data to know that. So he gets his gun out, gets the first one, turns into the second one. Really flawless work by him here. Now, I want to think about the timing here. This is his time where he decided, I'm going for it, okay? So we measured here from the about a quarter second before his hands start moving. And the reason we do that is this is his decision-making time. So he has decided, it's my go signal. You notice the guy's face is away from him, so if he's got a 1.5, that guy couldn't get back to him. And our other dude has his face down. Now listen, the decision-making process is the most important process here. Recognizing when it's your turn and going is the hardest part. So know what your times are and when, hey, these guys' attention's off me, I have it. Now, his draw is not the quietest draw on earth, but I want to show you kind of what he has looking here, because he's going to clear his cover garment, guns up front, and get a shot off, and it takes him just under, like 1.93 seconds. He was real quick. Which is the national standard of a concealed carry.
Yeah.
Can people do it faster with in an appendix draw? Absolutely, unequivocally. But that 2-second draw was plenty fast because dude never looked back at him, right? So the dude
especially even if you even check the dude at the door, right before he pulls, the dude at the door was looking at him, and just like that second. So just so you can see, understand how quick that is. For those who don't, that was very quick timing for him to draw that weapon and get one off on the target. So yeah, man, that was good. Could it be quicker? Yes, guaranteed. But that was some good shit.
So a 2-second draw, that's the national standard of a concealed carrier. If you can get down to 1.5, you get better opportunities to counter ambush. If you can get it all the way down to 1.0, you get stellar opportunities. But a 2-second draw and first hit is our national standard if you know what you're looking for. He gets the first guy. Now he has to turn and get the second guy. So he gives the first guy firsts before the second guy gets any, right? That's the boarding house rules. Everyone gets firsts before anyone gets seconds. But I also want you to recognize that multiple bad guys do exist. About a third of all attacks on the channel that we see involve multiple attackers, and therefore you want to make sure that you are that you know how to transition and get that second bad guy as well. And you want to put a good number of shots in the first guy. It's not just putting one shot in him; it's giving him a whole serving, right? That's the boarding house rules. You give him a couple, then transition quickly over to the second guy. And listen, at some point you got to let him go, but I think that he is still a moving threat here in this one. I got no problem with it. Now, I also think that woman, she kind of came over and looked like she might have grabbed the gun and gone to work on the guy too. I'm not so sure about that. But listen, I think he won a really flawless victory here. He waited his turn. He knew what his time was. Purposeful compliance. When it was time to go, he went. Do I wish that his draw was a little visually quieter? Yes. Could he have been a little bit faster? Yes. None of that matters, though, because he got ahead.
Because he did the job. He got the job done.
To cover his asp.
And that's all that matters. He got the job done. You know what I'm saying? Kudos. dumb part on the robber's end again. Y'all already know, man. It's stupid. I don't condone it. You know, you wanna get out there and play like that. Like I say, understand what you're doing. And then at the end of the day, who has the right to just let you take? I mean, who has, who would just willingly, like I said, so I'm not gonna say I don't ever agree with someone trying to defend their things. Is there certain situations where you should just let it, be just for safety and concern, especially if you got a family you worried about? Heck yes. But I mean, in situations like this, when you got the upper, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do. Like I said, just seeing he was at the right place at the right time. Could things have been quicker? I'm not going to even judge on that because he took care of business. You know what I'm saying? He took care of his business. So I'm not, and that's ultimately how you want to, the ending to be in situations like that. We don't want situations like that in the first place. But again, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You already know how I go. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, man, I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another one, Todd-Town. I want to give everybody a thanks. Excuse me. I appreciate everybody for showing the love. Y'all already know how I go, man. I'm going to be doing these all the daily drops, man. Like I said, I'm going to keep them coming. And until next time, peace. Yeah. Whoa.